Hi, welcome to video 2 of the 3-part series on how to play Steel Stars by Prairie Terra Games. My name is Scott MacArthur. I'm the designer on Steel Stars, and I'm here to do my best to try to give you a basic overview of how to play the game. In the last video, we talked about how to set up the game, which should look something like this. Now we're going to go into pretty much the heart of the game, which is the action and turns. Every turn is made up of 4 actions per player. These are decided by the action cards. The 6 actions are Fleet, which allows you to move your ships around the board and you colonize new planets, and combat is involved in that as well. Council lets you vote on the laws that are present on the floor of the council itself. You either vote for or against, and that'll get explained more here in a moment. Planetary, what that does is allows you to increase the number of colonies on planets, increasing your defense and offense of the planet for when other corporations come to attack it. Also allows you to increase your corporation level, allowing you to hold more energy, increase the attack value of your planets overall, and a couple other things there as well. Research allows you to increase the levels of your sciences. Until you increase the level, you can't use them. So that's a good one as well. I'm actually going to get that one next. Logistics. Logistics lets you start building ships in your space docks, or if ships are building, you can move them down and get them closer and closer to being finished. And the last one, the one I put aside there, is energy. Energy is one of the main 3 resources in this game. Think of it like dollars. You're going to gain them and spend them, and it's all based on how many planets you have. It's finite to a point, but not like the command in Manpower. At the beginning of each turn, each player will choose 4 out of the 6 actions that they want to do this turn. One of the things to note is when I pick an energy action, every player at the table gains energy. So whether I pick it or another player picks it, when an energy action comes up, I will count the number of planets I have, gain energy. Same for logistics, research, planetary council, and fleet. So just because I don't pick it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But the 4 I do pick, I'm guaranteed that these 4 will happen, and I know in what order they will happen. It's like a planning phase to see kind of what areas you really want to push your corporation in this term. So in this example, I'm going to grab energy, logistics, research, planetary. The one I want to do last, I'll put on the bottom. So let's say I want to build a ship, research my sciences, then planets. I'm actually going to go energy, then planets. So I have some energy to do all that. Then I place it face down. Before all players are done picking their actions, you reveal an event card. In this case, it's an abandoned ship. Roll the die. 5. It's based on the number in the top corner. And so that might determine what people pick. The abandoned ship card says, hey, it sits there until someone shows up, enterprise style, helps the abandoned ship and gains some victory points that way. You also reveal all the council cards up to the number of players to make sure that, if people know what their options are for the council action. So we've all picked now, we're all agreeing, so we're okay with the board. I flipped energy first. Energy says, wow, okay, count the number of planets I have. I have 1. My energy moves up 1. Green now counts as planets. Even though I flipped it, we all get to do it. Green counts as planets. It goes, oh, I have 1 as well. They gain energy. Blue has 1 as well. They gain energy. Green's turn. Oh, energy as well. Again, doesn't matter who flips it. We all get to do it. So I count my planet 1. We all gain 1 again. Blue, planetary. Okay, now we all get to do planetary because it doesn't matter who flips it. That's the way it works. So we now can increase, I would like to increase that from 2 to 3. The number you're going to in this game is how much energy you spend. If I'm building my 3rd colony in this case, I'd drop 3 energy, go to 3. If it was my 1st colony, I'd spend 1 energy. If it was my 2nd, 2, 5th, 5, 6th, 6. Also works for sciences as well. Also the number of ambassadors in the council. I have 2 ambassadors right now. It means if I wanted a 3rd, I'd have to spend 3 energy. The next action flipped was research. That means I can put 1 level in one or all of them, but a max of 1 level each. So because none of them have been researched, it'll cost me 1 energy per card. I look, I have the area where the command cube goes, the name, when it can be used, the time, and the effect. So the first one we'll look at is a homing missile. It's a combat, so it only happens during the combat phase. Chance means every time I want to use it, I roll a d10, and if I roll equal to or lower than the level, it goes off. When can I use it? Before combat begins. So before combat begins between you and I can fire my homing missiles at you, and there's a chance it'll hit. I rolled let's say a 7, even though it has 0 now, but if I were to put 1 level in it, just like that, notice it takes a command to do that. I need to roll a 1 or less. And when I get a max level, I reroll a 6 or less, which is pretty good. You never 100% with any of the chance cards, but there you go. And the effect is destroy 1 hostile ship of your choice. And this happens before combat, so that ship won't be able to fire back. So it's actually a pretty good ability. And I've got Force Agenda, lets us vote twice. Nihilism, which lets me go to planet and try to reduce the population. And Politics, which increases the number of votes I get. So I actually do like the homing missiles. So I'm going to spend my energy during this action, do that. Remember that all players are able to spend their energy as well. So the other ones I didn't, so I spent 1 this action, I place the other one's face down. Now that it's face up, not only do the other players get to see it, I can now use its special ability. The next action we're going to look at is Council. And what this does is it allows you to start a vote with every player on the table. I look over and I go, I like trade treaty. You know what? Blue's been kind of harsh to me this game, but I like green. So what I'm going to do is propose a trade treaty between me by taking one of my manpower cubes and green. And what that means is we will gain extra energy during an energy phase. Okay. We now go around the table by counting up our votes, the number of ambassadors we have. I'm the only one with ambassadors right now, so I get 2 votes for that. I get an extra vote for calling council, so that's 3. And then I count the number of dice on the table, the command in the field. So I have 1 for my fleet and 1 for my planet. Note that fleets give you votes in this, so you can kind of vote with your military might. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 1 for the council. Okay, so I say 4 against. I'm for the trade treaty. I think it's great. I go 5 for it. Green goes, well, I have 1, 2, 2. I like it too. I'm going to benefit. 7 for it. Blue doesn't like it. He goes, I have 1, 2 against. Passes by 5. It becomes a law. This stays in play until a later turn in which someone votes against it and it goes away. When the voting against it happens, I can also choose to vote against. I have pretty good voter majority. Actually, I have the voter majority. So I don't see that law going away anytime soon. The final action we're going to look at, fleet. And what fleet lets us do is move our colonies to 1 adjacent space, colony ships. So I'll move my fleet there. If we're in a system with a planet, we can explore it by flipping the top exploration card, which says, oh, we found an abandoned colony. We get 2 colonies instead of 1 there. Yay, good for us. Also, because my fleet is at the abandoned ship, at the end of the turn, I'll gain the extra victory points. For this example, I'm going to bring over the blue fleet. If we were both here together, combat would begin. We don't have to, but he's been kind of a butt to me, so I'm going to attack him. What happens is, based on the attack value of my fleet minus the shield value of his fleet, and I roll 1 die for every destroyer I have in it. I have 2 destroyers. I roll 2 dice. So I have an attack of 6. I know he has a shield of 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. 2. We both roll, and I'm trying to get 5 or less. I rolled a 4 and a 6. 6 misses. 4 hits. I do 1 damage. Every damage removes a ship in the fleet. Once all ships in the fleet have been removed, combat's over. Combat's simultaneous for fleet combat. But if, let's say, he was here and he wanted to bombard my planet, he would use his attack value of 6 minus my defense of 2, meaning 4 less. Let's say he had the same 2 destroyers, he would roll 3. He destroyed 1 of my colonies. Colonies and colony ships don't fire back unless it's your turn during that fleet action. So now that he's surprised me out of hyperspace and hit me, I can go, okay, well, you didn't kill me, we're going to fire back. Also, what that means is if I flip fleet, I get to shoot at his fleet before he can shoot at mine, and I can destroy it maybe before he can destroy me. So when the action's flipped and based on the active player marker, it's really important and adds a lot of strategic value. That concludes the second how-to for Steel Stars. That, I'm hoping, gives you a basic idea of the action turns. If you want more information about, always check the rulebooks. They're made available on the website and should be on the Indiegogo campaign as well. Next, we're going to look at how you score your victory points and end the game.